Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you guys. What's happening? How's everybody feeling tonight? How's everybody doing in this great ass afternoon? Listen, yes, we are here on another live. We got some goals, we got some quotas, we got some things you want to hit, and we're gonna make sure that we hit them. We're gonna be live and affecting what we do. Now, this one specifically, I put that I'm just live because I will many various topics, and then I'll just name it afterwards. I think that may be the way that I do it until I have actually pre-planned ones, and that'll be completely different. But for right now, something I do want to speak on, and I'm gonna allow some people to come in before we really get into the topic and shit like that. But I want to speak on boldness and why this is the new passage for everybody. Um, and of course, everybody can know it when it comes to initiating, when it comes to taking life into your hands. But we're gonna actually explore more of that idea. We're gonna talk a little bit more about it because I want people to understand why boldness is the new passage for yourself. Why it's the new way in taking life into your hands and being an individual just like this. Great to see you. What's going on? Nice to meet you. Things like this. Listen, if the world is in your hands, what are you gonna do with it? And these are questions we gotta ask. These are questions we gotta speak on because if the world is in your hands, if time is in your hands, which we can't beat what time is because time is like the biggest apex predator of life. But if we have all these things that are guaranteed in our lives or it's with us, then what are we gonna do about it? And that's what we're gonna expand on a little bit. Now, again, my name is All Star Izzy. Welcome everybody. If you're new, subscribe and hit that like button. What's up with everybody? Make yourselves known. Speak to me. You don't gotta be a little shy. But you know what I'm saying? We are here making shit popping, making shit work. Just got done editing. I'm gonna be filming a little bit later, and I'm going to be dropping another video later today. Hopefully if it comes out. If not, it'll be of course tomorrow. But this is our video, not live for today. One thing I will say is that this can actually even tie into what I was gonna talk about. But I want people to understand the importance of not, what is it called? Like idolizing? No, is that too, but running with the idea of who you think somebody is. A lot of the things that favored me in life, when it came to like getting results, like whether that's with speaking up to women, getting opportunities, getting conversations. Alicia, great to see you. Great to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to everybody. What's up with y'all? A lot of things that was favorable from my end was because I didn't think with my own thinking when I went to somewhere. So meaning to say, like, all right, yo, Hello Kitty, what's good? Hello Kitty is one of my sister's favorite brands, so that's funny that your name is Hello Kitty. What's up with everybody? It's your boy All Star Izzy. What's happening? How we feeling today? It's a beautiful afternoon. Great to see everybody. All Star Izzy, we live in full effect. You know what I'm saying? If you're new, hit the like button and subscribe. We on the road to the top. What's up with everybody? Don't be afraid to say hey, because I'm going to say what's up back. We can engage into conversations, you know what I mean? Conversation rules the nation. You never know who you're going to meet. Yo, Zechariah, great to see you. You see how I got it correct. Alicia, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets messed up in the morning and afternoon and shit. Marilyn, I think, is that how you say it? If I mispronounced it, you know what I'm saying? My apologies. I'm still working on the pronunciation to learn these times. But anyways, great to see everybody. Hit that like button if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. We on the road to the top. You can stick around because we do got some topics that we're going to speak on into this conversation. You know what I mean? A lot of beautiful things we can speak on. William, what's good? What's up with everybody? You know what I mean? There's a lot of amazing things to talk about. One thing, I just want to show y'all this. Everybody that's viewing this, always remember you got the world in your hands. Always remember that shit. I always remember that you got the world in your hands. Never get it twisted. Never think less. You got the world in it. And it's up to you and what you want to do with that. Son of a bitch. I'll get that in a few. But anyways, this conversation is mainly based around boldness and taking action and confidence. It really goes into a lot of things and becoming a true student. I think that's been such on my mind lately. And learning things. I think it's incredible when you put yourself in positions to learn things without your own understanding, right? Because one thing, I already did say hi to you. I did say hi to you. You may have not been listening, but I said hey to you. This is why paying attention is great. This is why paying attention is great. Can you hit the like button? Can you subscribe? How about that? Nah, but a little bit into what I was talking about again. And when I was saying why boldness, success and boldness are best friends. So meaning to say there's a lot of people that out here are not necessarily bold in what they want to do in their communication or in their life and their time. And we're gonna break that down just in a little bit. But why I wanted to bring up the success things is because I want people to understand that when it comes to boldness and success, oh, no. Excuse me. I was talking about why it's important to not base people off an idea of what you see. Let me talk about that first, because I just did a video where I was talking about that, but I'm gonna speak a little bit about it here more, because I want you guys to understand the best way to, when you approach women, when you approach opportunities, when you speak to new friend groups, you make new friends, anything that happens to do with anything outside of you, it's important to not approach them with the idea that you have. Now, here's the thing. You can't get rid of like, oh, your brain is going to think. The thing is that if I see someone and I'm like, let's say for a woman, because you know most guys see a woman, they judge her automatically. She's wearing like a two-piece, and I'm like, dang, she must be like, she must want like rich guys. Okay, that's my idea of her. So when I go walk up to her and I talk to her, but with the idea I have about her in my head, I'm only gonna go as far as that. So that's connecting with your ego, right? When you're speaking to her. The most important thing to do is to talk to her, but you can have that idea can come up. That doesn't necessarily, that's your idea. But what you can do is approach her with an open mind. You see, a lot of people are not exactly what you think they are to be. There's a lot of down-to-earth people who may come off as a little bit superficial in the world. There's a lot of people who look down to earth but can be extremely shallow. It's different. That's why it's important to, when you speak to people or when you engage into this world, is to keep an open mind. It's dangerous to keep an idea of them in your mind without actually speaking to them, because you never know what opportunities you can get. You never know who the woman is. You never even know who you can meet and what type of help you can end up getting in the future if you hold a certain idea. And most of the ideas that keep you like a little bit isolated can be based off of fear, doubt, anxiety, and a lot of it can just do with trying to protect yourself. So maybe you don't get rejected. So maybe you don't go outside and engage, and you get made fun of. Who the fuck knows? But the whole point is that never go into a room thinking that you know what this room is already. That doesn't mean you can't have your own concrete ideas. That doesn't mean you can't have your own sayings. That doesn't mean you can't even, you know what you know when you walk into the room. But also remember the importance of keeping an open mind for those who are around you. This is how you say hi in Swedish. Say hedge. That's cool. I don't even know if I pronounced it right. My pronunciation is not the best. But that's something I wanted to expand on a little bit, because I've been favored in a lot of ways, which is dating, success, any other places, right? Networking opportunities, is because I came into there. Okay, maybe my brain did think something, but I walked up anyways. Like, that's why I've talked to a lot of women who look like they're intimidating, right? And I remember I was speaking to this lady and I approached her. And she was like, why'd you, like, we were talking, and she was like, she said something about approaching her. She was like, well, I can't believe, like, you approached me, basically. She was saying that most people think that I'm intimidating. And I was like, I could see what they say, but I'd rather find out for myself. And that right there, I'd rather find out for myself, is bold. Ooh, everything just tied it together. That's boldness. That's taking control of your life. Because your mind and your brain is going to think of something anyways. Does that have to make it the end of what our interaction or what could potentially be an exploration of? No. We ain't really do nothing, the lady and I, but the fact that I said I'm going to figure out for myself, that's a good way. Now, I'm not saying don't ignore any intuition or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, because obviously you could peep certain shit out, you can understand it. But also, it's good to keep an open mind too. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the topic because I don't have that much long. Again, I will be posting a video hopefully tonight, but I'm here to speak onto everybody and just engage, because I'm enjoying lives a lot more lately. Excuse me, give me one moment. I'm going to the thing right now. Okay, so the main message of this live is basically boldness is the passage to your new life. Now, something that I've been coming into a reoccurrence of challenges in my life, and I'm a lot better now, but before was because I placed my time into other people's hands. You see, this can come in the form of friend groups. This can come in the form of dating. This can come in the form of opportunities. Now, it's different if you're working with someone on a collaborative effort, or someone is above you in like a success type of way. Maybe they're a business, you're coming to them for certain things. It's different when it comes to that because you're giving your time away for that. But the moment you let your time go into somebody else's hands, there can be trouble within that. Because it's kind of in a lazy way. You're like, you know what? I want them to take care of this shit. Yo, Sohab, great to see you. Great to see you, man. And the thing is that the more that you give your time away to other people in other people's hands, you're not gonna. I'm sorry. There's a fucking. Where did this come from, bro? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. What the this is? What the hell is that? Anyways, let me continue going. My apologies, everybody. God damn, I didn't have no idea where this shit just came from. That is terrible. Anyways, let's keep continuing the conversation. Giving your time away is you giving yourself away in a sense. I want you guys to take time, communication, and actions into your own hands. Okay, there's too many people that are not doing that. Listen, even if you're young, even if you're older, it doesn't matter. Giving your time away and placing it to somebody's hands can equal to frustration. It can equal to things like, damn, I should have never gave them my time. In the sense that I should have just did something of myself. I know everybody has felt that before. If any of y'all felt that before, you're more than welcome to say something about it. I know y'all felt that feeling before, where being like, damn, like, I should have just did it myself. I should have just took the time for myself. I don't know why I waited for somebody else to do it when I could have just did it. Even if it required for me to learn what to do for this instant. Even if it required me to take certain steps. Even if it required me to take a little longer, but as long as that I did it in my hands, it would have been there. Because that's the thing where we got to realize this is why boldness is the way to go. Boldness in action. I'm going to take action and execute on what I do. I'm going to be bold enough to take it into my own hands regardless of what other people think or other people may want to do, because if I take initiative and action onto this right now, this will help me propel forward and build me trust for anything else. Because I don't want you guys to also not be, how is it? You know how you get too stubborn, right? You get too stubborn, you're like, I don't want nobody else to do it. I'm a one-man army. It's important to also still keep an open arms and open mind for other people who can do things. Now that's different. If they know how to do things on their time, that's different. And they can help you with something that you can't help with. But what's important for that is to make sure that those people are on time. For example, I met somebody on YouTube who does like shows basically. He was on his live show, he gave me his email. I sent an email, he emailed me back instantly. We're in communications of a show that's coming very soon that I'm gonna be on his platform. It's gonna be announced soon. But the fact that happened in order just as quick as possible shows that you have to be able to be aligned with people that's going to be on that type of timing with you. Because remember, it's not about being the fastest, but it's about making sure that you execute on what you say you're going to do, but in a timely manner. Do it as soon as possible. Don't wait to do it, because then when you wait to do it, you're lazy and you say, oh, I'm going to take care of it. You're just coping with the idea saying you're going to take care of it when you're really not going to take care of it in reality. It's going to take a minute. You said you want to do it this hour. You end up doing it in 3 hours later. But you're like, but I'm in control. No, you're lazy about it. The thing that success, dating, anything like that, life itself, yourself, okay, is favored by boldness and taking action. We're in control of our actions. Where can you be bold in what you do? Where can you be bold in how you do it? Why can't you not execute in the first 1 hour to what you say you was gonna do. Why can't you do it as soon as possible when it needs to be happen? Because the thing is, once you show that you can do that, you knock it out the way. You don't have too much. You don't have too much shit on your plate anymore. You just have exactly what you have right then and there, and you can continue to keep moving forward. And then boom. This is why it's important to have boldness in your action. The next one is gonna be boldness in your communication. This one goes into basically speak up for yourself. Speak up and say what needs to be said. Speak your truth. Like for one of my previous slides, fuck the peace, live your truth. It's the same thing that happens within that. Do y'all know how important it is to communicate effectively in this world? I make it known for you guys to understand this, but you're gonna continue to hear me say it. I'm gonna repeat it every single time. But when you're bold in your communication, that doesn't mean you gotta be aggressive and the loudest person in the room. This just means I'm gonna be direct and not waste any time, because this is what needs to be said. Now, there's times you could be playful and shit. I'm not telling you to be super serious and all that in this world. No. What I'm telling you is just that when you speak up for what you want. Someone disrespects you in some type of way, you say what needs to be said. Remember to check your emotions. If you think that you're kind of getting out of order, you're a little bit too emotional, you don't need to speak from a place of emotional shit like that. Well, what you can do is just be firm and assertive in what you need to communicate. Let's just say, for instance, you're going through some family, friends, dating issues, maybe in dating. She does something that you don't like. Hey, listen, I don't like that. This is not what we're doing on my end, okay? To continue this union, this can't ever happen again. If it does, then I'm out of here. You understand what I'm saying? That's firm and that's bold. You see, the thing with boldness, too, is it's favored by the world. It can be a bit polarizing depending on how you come off. But when you're bold and you're firm about what you say, you then show the people around you that there are some boundaries and you're willing to be assertive. And that you're not bullshitting, you're not wasting any time. You're willing to say what you need to say, regardless of who it is. What is more important? Staying silent about what you want in life or being open about it? Let me know what y'all think. For those that are in the building, what's better? Staying silent or speaking up? For those that are in the building, I'm gonna repeat the question. And actually, I'm gonna keep continuing on because I don't got too long. But what is more effective, staying silent or speaking up? And this is what the things that people need to understand is that. Another thing that we're gonna talk about is boldness and taking your time. Again, we talked about that already. Time, your actions, your communication is meant to be in your hands only. It's not meant to be anywhere else but in your hands. But that doesn't take away from you also collaborating with other people. Never be too stubborn on that end. Collaboration is great. Effort is great when you collab with others. You can get with like-minded people. But when it comes to this is that I want you to be strict on your time. If you give yourself an hour or two to work on something, make sure you do that. If you have somewhere to be and you're around friends, family, whatever, girls, whatever, but you got this to do, I'm gonna have to cut this here and I'm gonna keep moving on to what I need to do. I got somewhere I gotta be. That comes with the communication of being bold, and that's boldness in your time. Work and invest your time into yourself. Another thing that I'm gonna say, and I got couple more things, and then we're gonna get up out of here, is that becoming self-made doesn't mean you can't get help from others. All right, we already kind of covered that. And acceptance of yourself brings you to your enlightenment. So this one right here, meaning that I've noticed, especially in my experiences, but speaking to a lot of people's frustration comes from a lack of time. Hey, what up, dog? A lot of people's frustration comes from when they give their time away to people or they lack time management. That's something that I noticed a lot with a lot of people in general. And even for myself, a lot of my frustrations growing up was just because of my lack of time management. Because I'm either over the time, I'm under the time, I'm feeling bored during the time, I don't know, I'm disorganized during the time. The thing is that when you come to the self acceptance to yourself and be like, you know what, I'm disorganized in my time. I'm not as bold in my communication. I'm not as bold in my actions. I'm afraid to walk up to her. I'm afraid to speak my truth. I'm afraid I'm gonna come off aggressive because what if they don't like me? I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of this outcome because what if somebody try to do something? You see, all that is based off of the fear and doubts. Because just like I told you in the beginning, don't approach people with the idea you have in them already. Come in there with an open mind, but you also got to do that to yourself. You may have an idea of what you once knew, that limited belief, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. You may have that already, but you got to come to yourself and be open-minded enough to be like, this is just what it is, but this doesn't mean that this is it. There's more than just a limited belief in a stopping point. I can talk up and do other things too. I don't have to stick with this one thing. Okay, I may have this one belief that makes me afraid to go walk up and speak up, or maybe even voice my concerns, or maybe even be firm and say, I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to please. I don't want to keep doing this because this is not the version that fits with me anymore. I'm striving for better, but while you strive for better, that part that I was striving for less will still exist until you show yourself that you're going to be willing to strive for better and be in connection with that part. That part will still exist all the time. The thing is that you don't have to resonate with that no more. Once you start striving for better, the part who's striving for less will feel like that will be like your comfortability. That's familiarity. You're like, damn, I remember you, but I'm not a part of you no more because I'm willing to voice my concerns now. My voice may crack a little bit, I may shake a little bit, but this doesn't take me away from actually speaking up and say what I need to say. But this is why I say, when you accept that, you have complications or you have block roads within your boldness, and you're afraid to be bold and assertive and take time into your hands, take life into your hands. You come into enlightenment and you start to learn more. You become better in life. You strive for better because you can communicate to yourself something real. And once you communicate that hard part to yourself that's real, you can build more trust for you. You're like, I'm learning from me. I'm learning this. I'm elevating from a different mindset that I was in. I'm finally admitting it to myself. And then once you do, whatever you felt is clear. And then comes the decision of, let's go towards the thing that I'm scared of the most. And it could be being afraid of being assertive, like we spoke on. But it's things like that that I had to bring to people's attentions. Because these are even the things that just taking time in your hand, but taking life into your own hands. By the way, my name is All-Star Izzy. If you're new, hit the like button and subscribe. Let's get these likes up, excuse me. But a big part about this is that I want everybody to be self-made, but understand that assistance is great too. It's nothing wrong with having assistance from people. But it's important to take time to take your life into your own hands. Because I guarantee you there's a lot of people that are doing that. Whether that's their bills, whether that's their time, whether that's their getting a job, whether that's self-improving, whether that's dating, put me on with that girl, put me on with her, and hey, what should I... Listen, the best way to do it, you can have assistance, but you have to show yourself that you're willing to go out there in the world and do it for you too. Because if not, you will end up becoming somebody who becomes dependent on others. There's no codependency when it comes to being an all-star. Everything is dependent on what we do. And then it opens more gates for other people, because when you depend on you, you also know that there's limitations to myself. I don't know everything. I'm not good at everything. Other people can assist me in this direction, and I want that assistance because this is what helps me to evolve and build great relationships. Being bold in your communication. Be bold in taking life and your time into your hands. Everybody has the same 24 hours, but what is everybody doing in the 24? Well, how is everybody moving in the 24? Be bold in your communication. Say what needs to be said. Be bold in your actions. Take action. Execute. Do what you need to do. Stop giving yourself excuses. Stop giving time excuses. Stop saying, I don't have the time in the world. You don't have the time in the world because you're telling yourself you don't have it. So you will make up ways why you don't have time in the world. And it will just manifest that way continuously. You're not. Stop playing small. That's all I gotta really say for that, bro. Stop playing small and take the world in your hands. You wanna be a star, an all-star, you wanna take the world. Everybody has this. Everybody has the world in their hands. The thing is that, what is everybody gonna do when they have it? What can everybody do? You want to be king? It takes steps to require to be king. It takes responsibility. It takes boldness to require to be what it is to king. Acceptance, understanding, and moving on. Executing. And friend, great to see you. Great to see everybody. Get this like sub if you haven't hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. But we're here talking about boldness. Another thing I'm going to add to with this is higher learnings are meant to be grounded. So this is something I think this is something I just wanted to bring up really. Because as I learn and experience, get taught, a lot of the teachings that are getting taught or learned, whatever, they all are actually higher learnings, but they're meant to be leveled into the ground. Because the thing is that not everybody is able to reach, not everybody can be on the top view. The thing is that whether anybody that wants to learn or teach some shit, just whatever you got to teach, bring that shit to the ground. And that's something I'm learning a lot too with a lot of people. Just bring that shit to the ground. Because people can understand it, they can see it. The thing is that they can't really understand it unless you bring it into their world as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is just part of what the world is. But again, be bold and assertive in your life. Be bold and assertive in your life. Take the world in your hands. You see, that's where we were privileged with free will in this world. And if we're privileged with free world, we can genuinely take it in our hands. Whether that's how we speak. When you stutter, when you're a bit afraid to talk, when you're scared of the result that's to come, are you just gonna stand still? The thing is that when you have that moment of anxiety or like you're a little scared to approach, to initiate conversation, that moment, that split moment becomes a choice. Am I gonna stick with what I'm familiar with, the version that strives less, or am I gonna choose to go with the version that strives for more? Because when you strive for more, you start to get hungry for more. You start to want more. You're like, oh shit, I can do this. Let me see where else I can take myself to. Let me see how else I can present myself to. You see, the thing is too, not only does success in life, dating, love and favor boldness, but people, they favor boldness. People are so stuck in their own world and mind that they don't even see anything beyond them. So a lot of people could want to genuinely reach their hand out and shake their hand, but they're not going to because they're afraid. Or maybe they're self-protecting, whatever. I want you to be the one to extend your hand. I don't want nobody in here to wait for no handshakes. You go out there and you extend your hand. You go out there and you say, hi, my name is Ephraim. Hi, my name is Bryce. Hi, my name is Sohab. Hi, my name is Alicia. Hi, my name is Isaac. Bryce, you already know what's up. So that's the Brody right there. We just dropped the vlog. By the way, hit that vlog up. I just dropped my first vlog last night. But anyways, never wait for that. Unless you're in the room and you gotta wait your turn to speak. That's one completely different thing. But regardless, I want you, now, you know what, forget the success of dating life and all that. I want you to be successful to yourself by introducing initiative, conversation, action, and time. Because what looks bold in your time is saying, oh, I got somewhere to be. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I got somewhere to be, X, Y, Z. You have conversation. You leave in the first 10 minutes maybe of an interaction. Or maybe you're in there, you spend 30 minutes at one place and then you go on the next time because you got somewhere to be. This is someone who favors your time. Be the one to extend a hand. Be the one to extend an invitation, engagement. 10 times out of 1, people aren't doing it. And you extend the hand, you extending the conversation can lead to something you never know. Because like I said to the beginning, and then connected to the end before we end off, is never approach people based on what your mind creates or what it to be. Now, that doesn't take away from you being observant and understanding things. That just means that there's more than meets the eye than what you probably think. And you never know who you can meet, what you could talk to, how fast you can get to things, if you know what I'm saying. If you just initiate an approach. Be bold in life. Be bold in what you do. Extend a hand and speak up for yourself. This is an all-star conversation, and this is an all-star approved message. Thank you guys for taking time. This is my time tonight. Let me read this really quick. Ephraim says that me, King of the Hill, I know what's up to be. I act on instantly. Overthinking is a result of fear, thinking, and love for comfort and the safety of the current. Overthinking is a reaction to my illusions. Yes, it is. And I'm glad that you put it out for that. Because that's all it really is. We can be observing all we want. We can be in the corner looking and shit. Oh, this person like this. You never know what's going on until you speak up and you're bold. Favor yourself. Favor life. Favor your actions, favor your communication. Even if it's a bit shaky for you, do what you need to do. It don't matter. If you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, fuck it, you're awkward for that first time. Get your ass back in the game. We're not sitting on the sidelines. You guys are not sitting on the bench. As long as I'm here saying what I need to say, I guarantee none of you guys are gonna be on this goddamn bench. We're in this fucking game, and we're gonna do what we need to do. And we're gonna get what we strive for in life. Initiate the initiator. Exactly. Speak up. And the thing is too, you even initiate to yourself. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna guide me to more. I'm gonna tell me what to do. Okay, come on. This is what we do. Let's go. Build that trust within yourself. Assert yourself in this life. Because not only do you favor yourself, but you will be favored with success, love, sex, women, opportunities, networking, connections, anything. Go out there and go get it. Show yourself that you can. This has been an All-Star approved message and the All-Star Live. Thank you guys for taking your time. Until next time.